Now I get why they call this part of town the Flower District. I get the impression I've seen that before someplace. Hope it still works. Nice. It seems like a lifetime since I enjoyed some good old-fashioned comfort. Room might not be as cozy as a you-call yurt, but it's sure more spacious. How strange to be here in Vaughan. After months of roaming from east to west on a motorbike, after taking odd jobs here and there to build up a little nest egg to finance this trip, and to be able to stay in this guest house for a time. Lucky Frau Wagner let me in despite my appearance when I arrived, with my meager means. The days when Marson and Lormont paid for my travel expenses seems far away now. It's like they were someone else's memories, fading away with passing time. Guess I've changed. Since the death of Mom and Katusha, pursuing my hypothetical double on the painting turned out to be too tempting. Comforting, even. In any case, I promised Katusha I would find her.
If you don't mind, I'm in the middle of a call. There's no point drumming on the blasted door. I'm on the telephone.
Can't you see that the telephone is taken? Wait your turn, won't you?
Yes, I arrived safe and sound. I hope to proceed with the identification as soon as they have extracted them out. What? Can't I hang up now? All right, I'll wait. But please, try to be as quick as possible. It's a dreadful business, if you ask me.
Miss Walker, really? I must protest, that is no way to behave. I'm sorry, but I really can't have you eavesdropping in my establishment.
I'm sorry, but I wasn't... I mean, it's not what it seems.
So, Miss Walker, were the documents of any help to you?
To tell you the truth, I haven't had time to look at them yet. But thank you so much for digging them out for me. I'm sure they'll be a great help.
Good. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about your guest house, Frau Wagner?
Oh, I'd be delighted. What would you like to know?
Things seem to be quiet today.
Oh, there's never many guests at this time of year.
Actually, is she a guest too?
Oh, yes. She arrived earlier. An elderly English lady. A former military officer, if I understood correctly. They say she's come on some rather unpleasant business. A burial, from what I can gather. Yes, Miss Walker. And she hasn't let go of the telephone since she got here. But I needn't tell you that, Miss Walker. You already know, don't you?
I'd love to know more about you, Frau Wagner.
Oh, there's not much to tell, really. At least nothing that would change the course of history.
But I'm sure you've had an eventful life, haven't you?
Well, I was born just after the war in Vaughan, and I've never left. I opened this place and ran it with my husband until he died a few years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You see, nothing to write home about. Then again, we were never ones for excitement, really. But we were happy, my husband and I.
The room's just perfect. Thank you so much.
There's no need to thank me, Miss Walker. It's my job to make sure my guests are comfortable. And it's not every day we get a young American lady on a motorbike in the middle of the night looking for a mysterious shop. It makes me feel like I'm in a detective novel.
I have a few questions about Vaughan.
Good, because if you'd asked me about the latest scientific discovery, I'd have to say pass. But if it's about Vaughan, then you've come to the right person, my dear.
What can you tell me about the district?
Well, it's one of the oldest districts in Vaughan, traditionally working class. Myself and a few of the other relics who live here do try to keep it from modernization and mass tourism as best as we can. Other districts haven't been so careful, and the locals have been forced to leave their district because of rising rent prices.
To be honest, I haven't had much time to find out about Vaughan and the surrounding area. What is it I should know?
For one, Vaughan is very old, renowned for its charm and culture. As for the surrounding area, it attracts mountain lovers mostly, it being so near to the Swiss Alps, of course. The banks of the Dombra, the longest river in the country, are the delight of summer vacationers.
My, quest here is closely linked to the region of Vaughan. Could you tell me a little bit about its history?
I'd be glad to.
The woman I'm looking for must have been about 18 in 1937. Was this an important date in the history of Vaughan?
Not that I know of, no. But I'm not much of a historian, and I wasn't even born then. All I know is that the Troubles came the following years, with the Second World War. So that year must have been a boom year for fascist ideology, when the Brown Shadow was still just another party vying for power by preaching hate.
I found out about the woman I'm looking for thanks to a painting that must have been pillaged by the Brown Shadow during World War II.
It doesn't surprise me. Vaughan, and by extension all of Ostertal, was annexed and occupied by the fascists just before the war. They sacked, stole, and pillaged everything they could, just like they did in the rest of occupied Europe.
Nothing else comes to mind for the moment. Thank you for your time.
Well, feel free to come back and ask if you have any more questions.
No doubt about it. This antique shop is probably my best shot. Better hang on to the address.
Have a nice day, Miss Walker.
The Dombra Guest House. According to what I've read, the Dombra is the longest river in Ostertal and runs through Vaughan. Pity Vaughan is practically all pedestrian. After all those months on the road, I've gotten kind of fond of that old bike. Must be the Botanical Gardens. Too bad it's closed. Going by what Frau Wagner told me when I first arrived, this used to be a working-class district. Nowadays, I bet everyone wants to snap up these old houses, just like in Brooklyn. This district is just so beautiful.
Have you heard what the Thor uncovered up in the mountain?
At Devil's Pass, you mean? I did hear something on the news before coming out. What's the latest then?
They reckon they've found remains dating back to World War II, when Alpine resistance networks led refugees across into Switzerland. Nasty times were those.
Yes, not the best times in our history, were they?
Typical of the town, judging from what I've seen so far of the architecture here. An antique shop, but not the one I'm looking for. No, that isn't the antique shop I'm looking for. Müller und Söhne. Müller and Son. This must be the place. I thought as much. So, Hans was here in Wagen after all. That hallmark on that sphere proves it. Wonder what that automaton was used for. I have to get a closer look. Well, that is if someone lets me in.
I should talk to the antique dealer. I can always browse later.
Hello. I mean, guten Tag. Herr Müller?
Guten Tag, Fräulein. I am stock-taking, if you will.
Oh, sorry to disturb you, but if you don't mind, I'd like to show you a painting.
A painting?
Yes, of someone I'm looking for. A girl who apparently looked like me.
Well, I'm rather busy. But all right. Show me.
You see? It has the name of your shop on it.
Yes, the label certainly comes from here. It's very old, though.
It's the only clue I have as to the whereabouts of the girl.
I see.
My guess is whoever owned the painting must have been a client of the shop before the painting was stolen by the Brown Shadow during the Second World War.
That's all very possible. That was when the shop sold materials for artists. As you can see, we don't sell that type of article anymore. Do you mind if I take a look?
Be my guest. I've been told I look like the model in the painting. A slight exaggeration, no doubt. But is there any chance that you know who she could have been?
There's no exaggeration, Fräulein. Indeed, she does look like you. But I'm sorry, I've never seen her before.
Do you know anything about the artist?
Well, I'd say the style is close to the naturalist school, which makes sense given the date on it. The signature is very faint. From what I can make of it... No, the name doesn't ring a bell. Sorry, Fraulein.
How could the case have come from your shop?
Going by the date, the painting must have been done in my grandfather's day. Back then, the shop sold materials for art, and this type of case would have been used to protect a painting. Or to carry documents, a manuscript, or even sheet music. Apart from that, there's not much else I can tell you.
Pity. You were my last hope.
I can tell you where it was painted, though, if it's any help.
Oh?
Yes, I'm certain. That's the refuge at the Silberspiegel. You can make out the mountain circus in the background. It overlooks Wagen and leads to the Swiss border.
Right.
You can get there by the tramway. Just head southeast and get off at the end of the line.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Mind you, there's quite a hike from the station to the refuge.
Oh, I'll manage.
Anything else, Fräulein?
Actually, there is. I noticed an object in your window there. A strange metal sphere which might work with an automaton mechanical heart I have.
Yes, it's an authentic Vorarlberg.
Do you mind if I try it?
No, not at all. Let me get it for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Fascinating.
Oscar? Oscar, can you hear me?
Hello, Kate Walker.
Oscar, I'm so glad you're back among the living.
Delighted to see you too, Kate Walker. But I seem to have an internal management issue. This host body's instincts seem to be at odds with me, and...
Oscar, is everything all right? Oscar? Oscar, come back!
Oh dear, I can't control myself. Help, please, Kate Walker. Help me.
Oscar, where are you going?
I can't help it, Kate Walker. It's taking me away.
Oscar! Wait! Come back!
I am out of control, Kate Walker. Help.
Have you seen an automaton? Like a small animal.
Oh, I sure did. The little bugger just rushed inside this coffer.
There you... Oscar! Ow! Don't!
Kate Walker, what are you...
Sorry, Oscar. It's all I could come up with. Oscar, what are you doing?
I am unable to control the beast's infernal instinct. Help me, Kate Walker.
Okay, calm down. Good boy. Nice and easy. That a boy. Come here. Who's my boy? Come here now. Oh, he's such a good boy. Come on. That's enough. You come back here right now. Oscar! Oscar, don't! Oscar!
So, couldn't you catch it?
No, sorry. I lost your Vorarlberg sphere.
Oh, forget it. Nobody wanted it anyway. And it was taking up window space. Automatons don't fascinate people like they used to. I imagine you're the only one who will notice it's gone.
Anyway, thanks for all your help, Herr Müller.
You are very welcome. Good day to you, Fraulein.
Thank you, Herr Müller. I'm off to the mountain refuge you told me about. Good day. It's so beautiful, so calm. But what am I doing here? Well, they say bad things come in threes. First Mother's death, then poor Katusha, and now Oscar. I can't believe I've lost him again. Am I doomed or what? Thank goodness I've still got the girl in the painting. Something to hang my hopes on. But maybe I'm just kidding myself. And why me? Why not Katusha? Why did she have to die? It's like this painting has chosen me. Oh, it's a beautiful place. Don't know what I expect to find here, though. Yet somehow it feels right. Can't say why. I mean, why am I so sure this mountain refuge has anything to do with the painting? Maybe I'm just a hopeless optimist, or a lost dreamer. I guess there's only one way to find out. Herr Müller was right. It's quite a walk to the refuge. Well, I guess the sooner I head out, the sooner I get there.